the topic what I am going to cover is learning and memory. So now as for functions of the limbic system, I told besides emotions, you know that emotion is the basis of what? Emotion is the basis of everything, basis of learning as well as the memory. And you know that learning and memory both are simultaneous process, cannot be separated from each other. So learning and memory and learning. So as for definition, what is learning? Learning can be defined as physiological process. Can be defined as a physiological process of acquiring knowledge. Physiological process of acquiring knowledge or information or skills, knowledge, information, that is called memory. And learning is the biological process of acquiring knowledge, information and skill. Or memory is the process of that learning, whatever learned in the lifetime or whatever learned for the time being, that has to be encoded, registered. Registered means encoded, then that has to be retained. Registration, retention and retrieval. Retrieval means whenever required, that memory, learning and memory, whatever memory has been stored, that has to be retrieved. Retrieve means removal. Retrieves means recovery of memory. So that is called learning and memory. So memory has been classified into, you know that the short-term memory, very transient memory for the time being, short-term memory, and long-term memory. The short-term memory that can be defined as very recent memory. Recent memory means hardly few days memory. Day to day memory to few days memory, that is recent memory. And old memories or past memories, those are the long-term memory, has been defined as long-term memory. Long-term memory, actually the consolidation of long-term memory, whatever important, significant learning process, whatever your significant learning, significant information, significant skill, there is a tendency to that should be a tendency of individual to restore them. So that is called learning and memory. Next, physiological, there are other forms of memory: semantic memory, implicit memory, explicit memory. Implicit means very internal, that means reflexive, which comes automatically, that is called implicit. Explicit memory, that means which is conscious memory, the memory which can be recovered with consciously. The memory that can be recovered, means past memories can be recovered consciously, that is called explicit memory. So explicit, implicit and short term, long term, intermediate. So these are the classification of memory. Second thing is, there are certain memories which require facts, objects. Say for story, certain stories, object and sequence of facts, that is called sequence of facts. And words, sometimes certain words are very important, that is called semantic memory. So these are the various classification towards memory. Next, coming to the physiological basis of memory. So you know that the physiological basis of memory is what? Physiological basis of memory is the synaptic plasticity or long-term potentiation. What happens? Long-term potentiation. Long-term potentiation. And the person who got the neurophysician, Eric Kandel, who got Nobel Prize towards the invention, physiological or molecular basis of, towards invention of molecular basis of memory. So he found out that the long-term potential, the synaptic changes, synapse, you know that the synapse, presynaptic, postsynaptic, presynaptic membrane that influence the postsynaptic membrane, and towards memory, towards synaptic plasticity or memory for initiation, there should be long-term potentiation. Means there should be a mechanism. Once, if you stimulate once the presynaptic neuron, presynaptic, automatically it will influence the postsynaptic membrane for hours, first for hours, then for minutes, and then for hours, and then for years. So that is the physiological basis, and that happens within the neurons, presynaptic and postsynaptic. There should be changes. There should be changes in presynaptic. And towards his discovery, the Eric Kandel, who as a basic knowledge got from the aplysia. You know that the aplysia which animal? Aplysia kake bole? Which animal aplysia? Snail. Tree snail. Acha na, snail. So that aplysia, he got the idea from aplysia. And this is the only animal whose intelligence means learning process is very unique. And he find out the neurotransmitter towards this unique knowledge or unique memory learning. He find out that serotonin is the neurotransmitter, glutamic acid is the neurotransmitter, aspartate acid is the neurotransmitter, amino acids. These are the major amino acids responsible towards the release of calcium. And you know that the calcium is a very calcium channel are example of slow channel. Do you know that calcium channel is an example of slow channel? Jano ki calcium channel, unlike sodium is very rapid, fast channel, but calcium, which is an example of very slow channel, and that is the basis. And he find out that if presynaptic neurons once stimulated, once activated, this can release a certain neurotransmitter, say for example glutamic acid, aspartic acid, mainly glutamic acid. This can bind with the postsynaptic neuron, postsynaptic membrane with NMDA receptor, N-methyl D-aspartate, NMDA receptor. Another one is the NMDA, another one is AMPA and NMDA receptor. So binding with this receptor, this causes an increase in calcium, influx of calcium. So, and this calcium is such a chemical. Calcium actually has been regarded as second messenger. Do you know that or not? Calcium, second messenger. Can you name any other second messenger? Calcium, one of them. Any other second messenger? Can anybody give the answer? Can anybody give answer? Second messenger. How many second messengers in body? Nobody knows. Calcium is one of them. But cyclic AMP, नाम सुना है कि नहीं? Cyclic AMP, cyclic GMP, IP3, ionositol triphosphate and DAG. These are all example of second messenger. Second messenger, that means that carries certain signal, information, code, language, so that postsynaptic, there should be a changes in the postsynaptic membrane or cell. So that's why these are called chemical messengers. So calcium is a good chemical messenger towards the learning process. Now, next, Alzheimer disease. Alzheimer disease actually the lesion in certain areas of the brain, mainly medial forebrain bundle, the cortical areas joining within the which cortex? Neocortex and hippocampus. ওই দিনে দেখালাম তো, ওই দিনে এই কালকেই তো হলো লিম্বিক সিস্টেম, কালই তো পড়ালাম লিম্বিক সিস্টেম. So you have seen the diagram starting from the cortex, neocortex, association cortex, that is known as entorhinal cortex, entorhinal, then lower portion dentate gyrus, part of the hippocampus means subcortical structure lying within limbic system. So there are connection, to and fro connection, that means fibers coming from entorhinal cortex to hippocampus. Similarly, from after process that goes to the neocortex also, area 24, and entorhinal cortex is area 28, Broadband area 28, and association cortex is broadband area 24. And I told that the neurons which are present all over the hippocampus is CA1 neurons. CA1, cornu ammonis. Ammonis মানে Greek god Ammon, who has horn god. Ammon নাম শুনেছো? Ammon god. So Greek god Ammon, according to his name, this is hippocampus, cornu ammonis. So within hippocampus there are many fibers, CA1 fibers, CA3 fibers, and there are many pathways, Schaeffer's perforant pathway, Schaeffer's collateral. So they send fibers from CA3 to CAA through Mosey fiber. And in cerebellar cortex also you are highly aware with Mosey fiber. These are afferent fibers coming from CA3 neurons from hippocampus, go to CA3 through perforant pathway, goes to CA1. CA1 is the area where memory consolidation means permanent memory. Whatever short-term memory, can you remember? Have you remember what you have ate? May or may not, because this is not important. These are called short-term memory. But there are certain memories which will be very significant, that plays very significant role in your life. So those memories are called long-term memories and can be stored permanently, Which area of the brain? Cortical area of the brain, entorhinal cortex, area 28. So entorhinal cortex, that cortical portions of the brain where consolidation take place. How? Because of presynaptic and postsynaptic membrane, there should be physiological changes, molecular changes through protein synthesis, by mRNA synthesis, and how mRNA synthesis can take place? Now by retrograde signal, by second messenger, there should be a signal. In every memory there should be a influential signal. There should be a signal, important signal, so that memory consolidation, memory registration, encoding, which is known as encoding of memory. Then memory retention. Memory should be retained, reserved. Memory should be reserved within a portion of brain, within a portion of the cortex, neocortex. That is called encoding retention. And last is retrieval. Whenever required, so this memory, whatever past memories can be recovered also. That is, in brief, the physiology of learning and memory. Now, learning is the, now see, as for definition, learning is the cognitive process of acquiring new information, skills and behavior through experience. Through experience, that is called learning. And what should be the inspiration behind learning? What should be the inspiration? Ki hobe? Learning er age ki, what should be the major inspiration towards learning? Na reward. If you are rewarded, if certain acts, whatever voluntary acts, if give some satisfaction, then it will be, then you will be rewarded. Give satisfaction means reward. If something is rewarding, something has been rewarded, so now that should be the learning, that should be the involved in learning process. And opposite to learning is opposite to inspiration is or facilitation, that is also called facilitation. And opposite to facilitations is habituation. So literally meaning what? Habituation, say habituated to certain work means what? Habituation. Just opposite to facilitation means suppression. Habituation means suppression. So you cannot learn. With habituation cannot be learned anything. But with facilitation, that gives you satisfaction again and again, repeated satisfaction, that will be the physiological basis for learning. Remember, next, memory is the subsequent retention. After consolidation of memory, once memory has been synthesized, has been processed, memory is subsequent retention and storage of that learned information, allowing it to be encoded, retained over time and retrieved when needed. These two mechanisms are fundamentally interconnected. Amra boli na learning and memory, amra ki alada bhabe boli? Do we call separate learning and memory? No, these cannot be, these are fundamentally interconnected, interrelated. Now, memory involves three core process phases. What are those? Number one, encoding. What is encoding? Encoding maneta ki message, oy je jemon newspaper, you have seen newspaper. What is the source of typing information? What? Actually the message, the telegram message, that will encode what? The language. Telegram message will encode the language. Similar to that process, our brain also can process. That is known as encoding. Next one is the after encoding, after registration of signal, message. Next event is storage. Storage for what? For maintenance. And last one is retrieval. What? Means access. Whenever you require, that can be accessed. Access. That is called memory. These are the three steps of memory. Hippocampus, now limbic system as the physiological basis of learning and memory. Hippocampus is involved in learning and formation of recent memory. Activity of CA1 neuron. Cornu ammonis. Cornu, A means ammonis. CA1. These are the fibers of Schaeffer's collateral fibers, means in cortical, in limbic area, means especially the hypothalamus. There are three types of fibers, CA1, CA2, CA3. But for memory consolidation, only these two types, CA1 and CO3. CO3 that emerge from where? That emerge from the entorhinal cortex, means neocortex area, entorhinal cortex, near to the septal area, septal nuclei. So that is entorhinal cortex, is believed to be involved in recent memory, connections from hippocampus to, now CA1 has been believed to be involved in recent memory, connection from hippocampus to neocortex, consolidate recent memory into long-term memory. Moreover, hippocampal neurons have means NMDA receptor, which shows glutamate and aspartic amino acids are released as neurotransmitter are released. These are responsible for long-term potentiation. So this has been taught in properties of synapse. Synapse পড়ানো হয়েছে? Synapse. Particularly a chapter, synapse, receptor, synapse, neurons, very basic, and the classification of neurons. পড়ানো হয়েছে কি? হয়নি? Synapse? জানে না এরা। Presynaptic membrane, do you know which one presynaptic, which one postsynaptic? Do you know the synapse pre? Which pre means before and post mean later. So presynaptic, postsynaptic. What happens during stimulation of the presynaptic neuron? What happens? That presynaptic, whatever information, in which form it traverses the presynaptic neuron, nerve action potential. You know that the nerve action potential reaching the presynaptic membrane, presynaptic knob, and you know that presynaptic knob is characterized by presence of what? Neurotransmitter. And in neuromuscular junction, you have seen that neurotransmitter, what neurotransmitter? Cholinergic, acetylcholine. But in brain, in cortex, entorhinal cortex, এটা তো আর muscle নয়, this is brain, not muscle. So that neurotransmitter is entirely different. What neurotransmitters? Glutamic acid, aspartic acid. These are the presynaptic neurotransmitter exist in brain. It's a brain neurotransmitter, not muscle neurotransmitter. Neuromuscular acetylcholine is okay, isn't it? Neuromuscular acetylcholine, myasthenia gravis. Can you remember or not? Remember myasthenia gravis, cholinergic, autoantibodies to acetylcholine receptor. Now it's clear? So that is different, but the thing is same, presynaptic and postsynaptic. Membranes, neurons are same, but neurotransmitters are different. So NMDA receptor shows glutamate and aspartic acids are released as neurotransmitter. These are responsible for long-term potentiation. What is long-term potentiation means what? যদি তুমি একবার, if you once activate the presynaptic neuron, these can activate the postsynaptic, which in turn can activate the postsynaptic neuron in a recycling manner again and again. You need not to stimulate second time, third time, fourth time. No. Once it is stimulated, the calcium is an example of slow release of neurotransmitter, very slow. Calcium একটু একটু করে বেরোয়, very slow release of calcium. or if it is continued, calcium release slowly because it takes time. Slow release of calcium for a longer period, it can stimulate the postsynaptic membrane. That is called long term, and the circuit that maintains a reverberating circuit. What does it mean? Reverberating circuit means recycling again and again. তুমি একবার খালি you have given একবার only one time you have stimulated the presynaptic membrane, but postsynaptic membrane activation which influence the postsynaptic membrane again and again repeatedly. So that process is, and now you remember that what should be the physiological basis of memory. Memory mane ki? What does it mean? Memory means what? It's a instant process. No, memory is a very long process. So once this can be activated, you can retrieve whatever past experience one after another, one after one. So this will be continued. This process is actually that gives the physiological basis of learning and memory. So CA1 long-term potentiation, that is called long-term potentiation. Potentiation means what? Calcium is the calcium that plays a role for what? For activation. Postsynaptic membrane activation, which plays a role, important role, K. Which? Calcium. And unlike sodium ekdam within millisecond sodium will be vanished. Once sodium is released from presynaptic neuron, this should be vanished within millisecond, but calcium not. So already you have got idea in calcium in heart muscles long plateau. Who is responsible for having long plateau? K. Who is responsible? Which particular ion is responsible for maintaining long plateau? K. Jano na? Calcium. Long lasting calcium channel. Calcium hoche very slow channel. Calcium ke once calcium is initiated, this can be released for a certain period. This should not be vanished within millisecond. This can be continued for minutes, for hours, and that has been observed in snail. ওই যে snail একবার যদি তুমি টাচ করে দাও, once you have touched a snail, what happens? Immediately what happens? Now what is your experience while touching a snail? কি experience বলো একটু? একটা snail কে টাচ করে দিলে কি হয়? What happens? The moment you touch a snail, সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কি হয়? He concealed his body. The whole body has to be concealed within the cell. করে নেয় না? But after few hours, now you have seen another after few hours automatically he starts walking again. তাই তো? তার মানে কি এটা এই ক্যালসিয়ামের জন্য, and the whole cell, what is the chemical behind the cell? That is calcium carbonate. Calcium is the, and that idea actually that is the idea the Eric Kandel who got the Nobel Prize also, 1991 Nobel Prize, neurophysician, Israeli neurophysician who got Nobel Prize towards the discovery of learning and memory. Next, long-term facilitation of synaptic transmission following a brief period of high frequency stimulation. That is called memory and learning. Synaptic plasticity. What is plasticity? What does it mean? Synaptic plasticity. Now normally synapse do not show plastic changes, but for learning and memory, especially the CA1, CA3 neurons, that shows synaptic plasticity. nerve ki hoy after birth once before birth nerves can be divided, mitosis, that is mitosis, which is possible before birth but not after birth. Once birth has taken place, means immediately after birth what happens? Neurogenesis, means new and new neuron synthesis is not possible, that is called neurogenesis. Is it common after birth neurogenesis hoy? নিউরোজেনেসিস হয়, নিউরন ভাঙে, সেল তো হয়, সেল ডিভিশন, মাইটোসিস অফ সেল, এভরিথিং, every cell of the body that can divide except what? Except neurons. নার্ভের কোনো হয় না। বাট হোয়াট হ্যাপেন্স টু নার্ভ? তাহলে নিউরন ডেভেলপমেন্ট হয় না, নিউরোজেনেসিস নট পসিবল, বাট হোয়াট ক্যান বি পসিবল ফর নার্ভস? কি হতে পারে? regeneration and degeneration, that can be possible, regenerate. And do you know that there are certain birds, the area of the brain, mainly this hippocampus area of the birds, highly regenerated, that can be regenerated in birds and in human also. That shows synaptic plasticity, means branching of synaptic spine, that can be possible. But new neurons, neurogenesis is not possible. But only thing is possible that new branch. Say for example, dendrite, that can be branched again and again. So depending on your memory, tumi ekta, if say for example certain things you are exercising your brain for hours exercising for memory, so you are going to ei to tumra jemon porashona koro, so that gives what? That do not give neurogenesis, but what they give? neurogenesis hoy na, নার্ভের নিউরোজেনেসিস হয় না, new and new nerve synthesis cannot take place, nerve division not possible, but only thing that is possible is what? The plastic changes in dendrites, axon, you know that cell body, dendrite, axon, so axonal fibers that can be regenerated. Similarly, the dendritic spine, say for example there is single spine, can be given into hundreds of spine depending on your memory. তুমি যত বেশি এক্সারসাইজ করবে, যত বেশি রিড করবে any topic, if you read again and again, this will give connections from fewer to many connection, multiple connection. Initially if it is 0 connection, after few hours it will be 10 connections, after few hours it will be 100, after few hours it will be thousands of connection. That gives synaptic what is this? Spine, synaptic spine, dendritic spine hobe, joto beshi remembering, joto beshi your area, toto beshi what? তত বেশি হচ্ছে প্রোটিন সিনথেসিস, mRNA protein synthesis, and protein synthesis is actually the formation of spine, dendritic spine, and each and every spines means the memory. So now repeated stimulation of neurons give rise to a structural as well as functional changes in synapse called synaptic plasticity. Plasticity mane, you know actually what is plasticity? Plastic changes mane ki? Plastic mane ki? New and new development, that is called plasticity. More and more, newer and newer development is known as synapse that gives branching, mane connection bede jabe, branch bede jabe. আগে তোমার সঙ্গে কানেকশন জাস্ট সিঙ্গেল মানে লোন কানেকশন উইথ হার, সে ফর এক্সাম্পল। নাও নেক্সট second man, next third man, next fourth, next fifth. So like that. This is a huge connection, right? And that actually gives the physiological basis of memory. Memory is not a single entity. Memory means collection of so many experience, collection of so many areas, so many ideas, so many tasks, isn't it? So many skills. So accordingly, your synapse will undergo changes. That is known as synaptic plasticity. And synaptic plasticity, these are the phases. First, presynaptic facilitation, then postsynaptic potentiation, then long-term potentiation. Another two is habituation and sensitization. Just opposite. Habituation means habituated without any response, no response, habituation. And sensitization means with response, repeated response is, this is the area, this is presynaptic neuron, presynaptic knob, these are the vesicle release what? Glutamate. Now in postsynaptic neuron, so CA1 and CA3, say for example CA3 to CA1, these are located in the hippocampus. Now what? There are two types of receptors. One is NMDA, another one is AMPA. First, which one is which one is stimulated? First, sodium channel AMPA. Through AMPA, glutamate bind with the AMPA receptors. There will be opening of the sodium channel. Sodium enters, potassium exits, and gives depolarization to the postsynaptic membrane. You know that sodium entry, influx of sodium, that gives depolarization to the postsynaptic membrane. So as a result of depolarization, this intends the NMDA receptor. Normally in resting condition, NMDA receptor will be closed. How? By magnesium. There will be a magnesium block. There will be a magnesium block. But as soon as the AMP receptor is stimulated, this remove the block of magnesium. As a result, NMDA receptor, the channel, NMDA channel will be opened. So what? Then as a result of opening of this channel, magnesium is withdrawn. The block will be withdrawn. As a result, what happens? The calcium from outside, from presynaptic terminal, calcium will enter to the NMDA receptor. And after that, NMDA receptor will give rise to the calcium, will bind with the calcium calmodulin, a calcium binding protein, calmodulin, kinase, an enzyme, K2 enzyme, phospholipase C, another enzyme, phospholipase C, another enzyme, tyrosine kinase. And so once calcium entered through NMDA receptor, there will be a changes within the postsynaptic membrane. There will be a changes within the postsynaptic membrane. What changes? These changes. What changes? A hippocampal neuron. These are the presynaptic, this is postsynaptic, this one is CA3 and CA1. Next see, I mean, dekhi dicchi now, see. These are the area. Eta ki, what is the structure known as? A structure ta, a structure ta ke ki wale? Hippocampus. This is known as hippocampus. And the cortex is known as dentate gyrus. Dentate nucleus, dentate gyrus. The cortex of the hippocampus is known as a dentate gyrus. And the fibers, see, the fibers, there are two pathways. One is Schaeffer's. This is Schaeffer's. Now see, CA1 fibers connected with CA3. CA3 connected with the dentate gyrus. This is the portion of the cortex. This is the area of the cortex. And this is the area of the CA1 is the area of the, this is entorhinal cortex, this is hippocampal. CA1 is the area of the hippocampus. CA1, CA3, dentate. and these are pyramidal cells. देखो pyramidal cells, pyramidal cells, and shape is cornu ammonis, corn like structure, cornu ammonis. This is same thing. Now see, these are these perforant pathway fibers incoming from through perforant pathway fibers coming to the granule cells. These are granule cells. Now this connects the CA3 pyramidal cells. These also pyramidal, but these are granule cells incoming from cortical areas of the brain. This granule cell layer means second cell layer entering into the third cell layer of the cortex, third cell layer. So pyramidal cell CA3, and then second cell layer CA1. So in that way, this will be whatever information, whatever sensory signal, signal means information towards gathering knowledge, whatever information that should enter this area, first through perforant pathway, enter granule cells, then enter the CA3 of pyramidal cells, then enter into the CA1, hippocampus. That is, CA1 is the area present in hippocampus, and consolidation of memory, whatever signal, short-term knowledge, short-term memory is incoming, that will be consolidated into a long-term, permanent memory. Transient memory will be changed into a permanent memory. That's why this portion of the hippocampus is known as what? Area for consolidation of memory. Next, this same thing. These are the neurons. So CA1C, glutamate, but inhibitory is GABA. There are two types of learning. One is associative learning, another one is non-associative learning. Associative of learnings, can you give an example of associative learning? Say ringing bell and salivation. You have so you are highly familiar with an experiment, Pavlov experiment. Do you have any idea about Pavlov experiment? Associative and non-associative. Pavlovar একটা experiment আছে কি? Salivation. Only when, say, whenever food comes in mouth, whatever, even blindfolded, if food comes into my mouth, that gives salivation. That is very common. That is associative or non-associative. This is non-associative. It doesn't require any association. But ringing bell, as a result of ringing bell salivation, what is this? This is associative learning. As because the dog knows that whenever there is bell sound, there is ringing of bell, means food is coming. Certain food is coming. So, as a result, whatever memory has been developed within dog, এটাকে কি বলে? Associative memory. That is associated memory and non-associative. One is conditioning, another one is non-conditioning. Non-conditioning means reflexive, automatically which comes, reflexive. Reflex তো আছেই, বাইসাইকেল একবার চড়ে ছোটবেলায়, এখন কি ওটা ওই মেমোরিটা মনে করতে হয়? Once again, do you think that memory has to be revived again? No, automatically. That is reflexive. Reflexly it comes. Another one is non-reflexive. Non-reflexive means, hey, associative na non-associative? Ki? Associative. That means ringing bell. In association of ringing bell, salivation present. That is what? That is the same things. Now say, the entorhinal cortex means neocortex, area 28, through perforant pathway, fibers reaching the dentate gyrus. Into dentate gyrus means part of hippocampus. Mosey fibers means efferent fibers. Efferent pathway, efferent fibers going to CA3 pyramidal cells. through Schaeffer's collateral, ultimately reach the CA1 pyramidal cells. That is the area of the hippocampus. And where? This is the area of the brain, hippocampal anatomy. This is CA1 fibers and CA3 fibers. CA3, CA1. This is the area of the hippocampus, dentate gyrus. This is the area of the entorhinal cortex, neocortex. This area CA3 is the area of the neocortex. This is the thing. Now see, in Ganong, this diagram should be taken from Ganong. For synaptic plasticity, short note, university, in terms of university examination, very important, synaptic plasticity. This will be the physiological basis of synaptic plasticity. This is presynaptic membrane, this is postsynaptic membrane, postsynaptic CA3, CA1, pre to post. What happens in presynaptic membrane? Now see, that release glutamate. What will be the stimulus? Stimulus is nerve action potential. Reaching axon terminal, help in release of glutamate. Now glutamate is available to bind with what? To bind with two type of postsynaptic membrane receptor. One is AMPA receptors, another one is NMDA receptor. NMDA, AMPA. Now what happens? Now initially the glutamate that bind with the postsynaptic AMPA receptor. As a result, what happens? Once ligand receptor binds, what happens? Ligand receptor binds. What happens? What happens? Opening of channel. Opening of this channel that causes rapid influx of sodium followed by potassium exit. Now what happens? Then this eta new. This is now what happens? Then what happens? This will activate the block of NMDA receptor. What? Normally in resting conditions, there is a block, magnesium, which block the NMDA receptors. But following activation of this channel, automatically will remove the block of magnesium. As a result, NMDA receptor, calcium channel will be opened, so that there will be influx of calcium into the membrane. Now this calcium will readily bind the calcium calmodulin. You know that cytosolic, there are calcium binding protein. Ki naam ache? Jemon in muscles, you know that what is the name? Calcium binding protein in muscle ke bole? Naam bolo? Troponin, calcium. So calcium binding protein. But in cytosol there are another calcium binding protein is calmodulin. Naam suno nahi tumra? Calmodulin, CAN, calmodulin. Calcium calmodulin, that will activate calcium calmodulin kinase, phosphokinase C, and tyrosine kinase. This will produce mRNA, you know, there will be a transcription. Actually, this is second messenger. Calmodulin, they act as a second messenger and will influence the cytosolic machinery. What? The DNA and RNA. Through there will be a transcription, cytosolic transcription, so that mRNA will come. And mRNA through new protein synthesis, that will result in newer protein synthesis. That protein will further give a feedback, retrograde signal generator, means by new protein synthesis, this will generate a message, a signal that is known as retrograde messenger. And the chemical behind this is nitric oxide, NO, nitric oxide, that will enhance. Now see, the postsynaptic signal will influence the presynaptic further. Now, like generator ki kore, once you start generator, it will continue for a longer period, isn't it? Same to that, now there will be a postsynaptic retrograde signal that signal will reach the presynaptic membrane and will help in release of calcium, neurotransmitter again and again. So there will be a process, physiological process which will develop automatically. তোমাকে আর এ করতে হবে না, you need not to influence from outside. Automatically within internally it has been generated. It will be generated.